Good evening, Madam Josephine. My name is Amylia Assan. My student ID is SCSWK2400461. My subject name is Positive Child Guidance in Early Childhood Education. My subject code is CDT4050. And my title of assignment for today is Educational Block Little Space, Big Impact. How Environment Shapes Young Children's Behavior. So, the introduction. The early years of a child life, from birth to 6 years old, are a critical period for development. So during this stage, children are highly influenced by their surrounding. So this means environment plays a key role in shaping children's behavior. Children from the age of 0 until 6 learn through the surrounding and experience a well-designed environment, and a well-designed environment supports positive development. So, the definition of environment. Environment means it encourages crawling, scooting, and walking in safe, open areas. It inspires pushing, pulling, rolling, emptying, and feeling safe, clean toys, and climb on safe structures. The other meaning is environment means everything that around the child, including the physical, the social, and the emotional. For the physical, it can be the space and the materials. For the social environment, it can be the people or any interaction between people. And the last one is the emotional environment. It's including about the feelings or the safety. So environments influence how children think, feel, and behave. Now I will talk about importance of environments. The importance of environments, it can promote positive behavior, build independence among the children, support emotional security, reduce the challenging behavior. Why why I'm saying like this? Because a well-structured and supportive environments promote the positive behavior, encourage the independence, and supports the emotional security. For example, a clean, organized, and calm classroom help the children to feel safe and focused, while a noisy and cultured space may lead to restlessness and destructive behavior. So, which means calm classroom can can provide more students to focus. Now I will talk about type of environment. So there are three types of environment, which is the first one physical, the second one is the social, and the third one is the emotional. For physical environment, it can be the classroom layout, the lighting, or the toys. For the social environment, is between the it's between the teacher, child, and the peer interaction. And for the emotional environment, is about the sense of safety and belonging. So the influence of children behavior. So children respond to the structured environments. Predictable routines can improve the behavior, while the overstimulating spaces can cause stress to them. Why I'm saying like this? Because the environment has a direct influence of children's behavior in the classroom. Children respond positively through a structured and predictable environment where the routines are clear. For instance, when rules are consistently followed and the virtual schedules are used, children are more likely to behave appropriately. So, on the other hand, overcrowded or overstimulating space can cause stress to them and can lead to conflict and challenging behavior. Now I will talk about high quality environment. A high quality early childhood environment has several key characteristics. It is safe, clean, and well organized. It is also child friendly, allowing the children to access the material independently. Such environment encourages the children having their exploration, improve their creativity and their responsibility. Additionally, inclusive environment that respect diversity helps the children to develop a sense of belonging and acceptance. So, it also high quality environment also means the environment is well organized and structured, child friendly and accessible that can encourage their independence and make them feel respectful. Now I will talk about the roles of the teachers. Teachers play a crucial role in creating and maintaining this environment. They are responsible for arranging the classroom, setting the clear expectation, and modeling positive behavior. Teachers also need to observe the children's behaviors and adjust the environment accordingly. For example, if the children frequently argue in a specific area, the teacher may need to rearrange the space to reduce the crowding or the argument or provide more resources for the kids. Now I will talk about the strategies to encourage positive behavior. There are several practical strategies that teachers and caregivers can use to guide the children's behavior through the environment. So to encourage the positive behavior, use virtual schedules and clearly label learning areas or give praise if they are having good behavior. For example, good job for sharing, well done, keep going, or good for them. Why? For example, praising the children for good behavior also reinforces the positive action. So to manage the challenging behavior, calm down corners or quiet spaces can help the children to regulate their emotion, while maintaining the consistent routines also provide children with a sense of stability and security. Now I will talk about managing the challenging behavior. The teachers or the caregiver can create a countdown corners for the kids. It is to reduce these corners can be used to reduce the noise, any distraction or like the argument between the kids. So by doing this, it can maintain the consistency of the routines. For example, quiet place for emotional regulation. It is important for the kids to learn how to regulate their emotions so they will not they will not be affected by the challenging behavior that someday they will develop in themselves. So to prevent it to be happen, we need to start from the early before it's too late. Now we'll talk about supporting social and emotional development. The environment can support the children's social and emotional development. Activities such as group work, role playing, and the use of emotional chat help the children to express their feelings and develop social skills. Truthful design choices such as using calming colors, providing flexible seating, and ensuring the natural lighting can further enhance the learning of environment. So this can help the children to express their feeling. And lastly, tips for the caregiver and the educator. So, the caregiver and the educator should always follow the important tips when designing the environment. Consistency in rules and expectation is the key. Why? Because building positive relationship with children can help create the trust and the cooperation amongst the kid and the caregiver or the educator. So observing children's needs allow them to adjust that better support their development. So most importantly, the environment should be flexible and continuously improve. So the conclusion is environment strongly shapes young children behavior. A positive environment promote learning, well-being, and social skills. If the environment is changing, their behavior might be changing also. So by making thoughtful change to the environment, we can create meaningful improvements in children's behavior and overall growth. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. That's all.